ଲଗେଇ ଦଉନାହାନ୍ତି।
ପାଞ୍ଚ ମିନିଟ୍ ଫେନ୍ ନ ଲଗେଇ
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir. Audible.
Very good. So last class we have already discussed about various classification of costs. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting. Again, we will discuss about what are the role performed by the management accountant. Clear? So if we'll see the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting, it is different in many aspects. So in order to differentiate, we have to take various parameters or various base, on the basis of which we can differentiate between financial accounting and cost accounting. So the purpose of financial accounting is to know the financial position as well as performance of the business. Please remember, purpose means objective. Okay. Financial position, that means we are preparing the balance sheet of the business in order to know the financial position, what it was and what it is. And as well as we also know about the profit or loss incurred by the business during a particular accounting period. That accounting period may be your calendar year or it may be financial year. But the purpose of cost accounting is to provide detailed cost information to the management. Cost accounting provides detailed cost. Detailed cost means it may provide the element-wise cost, like what is the cost incurred in raw material, what is the amount of cost incurred in labor, what is the amount of cost incurred in overheads. So detailed classification of cost, it will provide to the management. Through that, the management will take various business decisions. And next parameter is statutory requirement. On the basis of statutory requirement, we can say financial accounting, according to financial accounting, preparation of financial statement is mandatory. Okay, it is a legal requirement, we can say, according to Companies Act, according to Income Tax Act. Clear? But in case of cost accounting, it is not compulsory. It is voluntary for all the companies. But it is mandatory for those companies for which accounting record rules are applicable. For which accounting rules or records are applicable, where cost audit is mandatory. In that case, cost accounting is mandatory. Otherwise, cost accounting is voluntary or it is not compulsory. Coverage, you will see the coverage, that means period of coverage. It covers the accounts of whole business relating to all commercial transactions for a particular period. That is the accounting period. Okay. But in case of cost accounting, it covers transactions related to specific activities. Specific activities like production, sales, or services. Okay. So, financial accounting covers the all transactions of the whole business, all commercial transactions of the whole business, but cost accounting covers the transactions relating to a specific activity like production, sales, services, etc. On the basis of recording of transactions, financial accounting records the transactions in a subjective manner. Subjective manner means according to the nature of expenditure. So according to the nature of expenditure, it may be capital expenditure or it may be revenue expenditure. Okay, it may be direct expenses or it may be indirect expenses. So where we are preparing the profit and loss account, as well as if it is a manufacturing concern, we are preparing also manufacturing account or it is, if it is a trading concern, we are preparing trading account. So direct expenses we are charging to manufacturing account or trading account, but indirect expenses we are charging to the PL account, profit and loss account. Okay, and capital on the basis of capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, expenditures are consumed during the same accounting period, so that's why it is always charged to the profit and loss account. But capital expenditures are to be capitalized and it will shown in the balance sheet. Clear? So on the basis of recording of transactions, financial accounting records the transactions in a subjective manner according to nature of expenditure. But cost accounting records the transactions in an objective manner. Objective manner. That means according to the purpose or according to the object for which cost is incurred. Clear? Cost of a particular product. That is the object. So we are going to determine what is the amount of cost incurred in that particular product. So it records the transactions in objective manner according to the purpose for which cost is incurred. On the basis of nature of cost, financial accounting records the cost which is in historical nature. That means financial accounting records the transactions on the basis of past information or past data, but cost accounting records both historical as well as estimated data. By considering the past data, it can also focus the future trends. And relating to valuation of stock, stock is valued at cost price or market price, whichever is less. Please remember, in case of financial accounting, whenever we are doing stock valuation, stock is valued at cost price or market price, whichever is less. Let's say cost price is 10 rupees, market price is 12 rupees. So we have to record in cost price. Why? Because cost price is less than the market price. If cost price is 10 rupees, market price is 8 rupees. So we have to record 8 rupees because market price is less than the cost price. Okay. But in case of cost accounting, stock is always valued on the basis of the cost price. What is the exact amount of cost? On the basis of that, we are going to make the valuation of stock. On the basis of analysis of cost and profit, it does not show the cost and profit of the individual product, department, and process. It only shows the overall profit. Financial accounting shows the overall profit of the business concern. It does not show the cost and profit of individual product. With the help of financial accounting, if you want to determine what is the cost of individual product or what is the profit of individual product, we cannot able to determine. It shows overall profit. Cost accounting shows the profitability and cost of each product, each process, and each operation. Mute yourself. Clear? So cost accounting shows the profitability and cost of each product, each process, and each operation. So this is all about the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting on the basis of analysis of cost and profit. On the basis of the duration of the reports, reports are prepared on an annual basis. If it is a firm of company, please remember each and every company must be prepared the annual financial statement. This is mandatory according to Companies Act. In case of cost accounting, reports are prepared on daily, weekly, and annual basis. On the basis of your duration of production, the reports may be generated or reports may be prepared. Let's say your production cycle is 1 day. So at the end of the day, the company needs to prepare the report. If your production cycle is 15 days, so at the end of each fortnight, the company is going to prepare the cost accounting reports. So in case of cost accounting, reports are prepared on daily basis or weekly basis or annual basis. So Next, on the basis of types of statements, financial accounting prepares the general purpose statements like profit and loss account and balance sheet. It has to prepare the profit and loss account in order to determine the profit or loss incurred by a particular business during a particular accounting period, and balance sheet is to be prepared at the end of the accounting period in order to know the position of the business, financial position of the business. Cost accounting prepares special purpose statements and reports like reports on loss of material, idle time reports, which is related to labor, again, variance report, which is related to the actual cost as well as standard cost. Is there any deviation on the that? It will also prepare the report. And if you look at the pricing, financial accounting will not help you to formulate the pricing policy of the business, but cost accounting provides adequate amount of data to formulate the pricing policy of the business. With the help of financial accounting, we cannot able to fix the price of the product or services. But in case of cost accounting, it provides adequate data through which we can able to fix the price of the product or services. And on the basis of classification of cost, there is no system of classification of cost in case of financial accounting, but cost accounting, there is classification of cost. We have already discussed in our previous class. Various types of cost classifications are there: controllable, uncontrollable, fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable cost, direct cost, indirect cost, material cost, labor cost, overhead cost. Okay, so various classification of costs are there under cost accounting, but under financial accounting, there is no system of classification of cost. Next one is about control aspect. It does not provide any control techniques for the financial transactions. For financial transactions, it does not provide any control techniques. How to control the cost? How to minimize the cost? It does not provide those kind of informations. But in case of cost accounting, it provides techniques like budgetary control, standard costing, and marginal costing, through which the management can able to take various decisions to control the cost, to monitor the cost, to regulate the cost, as well as to minimize the cost. Clear? So these all are the basic difference between financial accounting as well as cost accounting. Is there any query? Did you understand?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good.
Sir, only one query I have.
Yes, please.
The statutory requirement, in case of a cost accounting, it is not compulsory for all the companies, but it is the mandatory for the company which is required. So my question is, which are the company? What are the criteria for mandatory?
The companies which are coming under actually cost audit. Okay.
Okay.
Now, actually, under the Companies Act, there are certain class of companies for which cost audit is mandatory. Okay. Where cost audit is mandatory, they have to prepare the report. Otherwise, cost audit is not possible. So, cost audit is undertaken by the cost and management accountants. Cost audit firms are there, like your chartered accountant firms. Cost accountant firms are also there. Okay.
Okay, so they have to
undertake
conduct
cost audit. Cost audit.
Yes.
Generally, this is applicable in case of manufacturing cost, where the cost audit is quite essential. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Very good. Coming to next, that is the role of management accountant. What is the role of management accountant? If you look at the 21st century, right now we are going through smart age. In smart age, management accountant played 360-degree roles. We cannot confine the role up to this, what I have mentioned here, because they are also involving themselves in the core part of the business to formulate the policy, to take various business decisions, as well as to make various business decisions also. So these are the roles, a few roles played by the management accountant I have already cited. First one is profit planning, financial planning, and capital budgeting. How to generate the profit? What are the measures to be undertaken in order to achieve the target? Target means what is the amount of our profit the business is going to achieve in the next quarter, in the next half year, or in the next period. They have to plan for that. They can go for financial planning. That means how to raise the fund, where to raise the fund, or what are the various sources of fund, where we can able to get the fund at a cheaper cost. Okay, so for that purpose, they can go through financial planning. They can also go for capital budgeting. That means they will take the investment decisions about the company. When the company is going to undertake any capital projects, how to undertake the capital projects, whether the project will be viable or not. So they can go for project appraisal, on the basis of which they can involve themselves in the capital budgeting process. Another role of management accountant is to the comparison between standard and actual expenditure. Standard expenditure means, please remember, what should be the expenditure or what should be the cost. Actual expenditure, actual cost means after production or after performing the activities, what is the cost we have already arrived at. What is the cost we should be, and what is the what is the cost already incurred. So they have to make the comparison between them. So if any deviations are there, they have to find out the reasons. On the basis of the reasons, they will plan for the precautionary measures or preventive measures in order to control the cost. Again, protection of business assets. So this is another role of management accountant. They have to protect the business assets. They have to formulate the tax policies for tax planning and tax management. In case of company, they involve themselves in the tax planning. How to plan for the tax in order to pay less amount of tax to the government, or how to manage the tax in a better way so that we can able to get the maximum benefit out of the existing tax structure of the government. They also monitoring the economic and social forces as well as government policies. Why economic and social forces they need to monitor? Because please remember, company always perform within the industry and industry perform within the economy. If the economy will prosper, the industry will prosper, side by side, the company will also prosper. Clear? So they need to monitor the economic as well as social forces and government policies in order to take various business decisions. Otherwise, what will happen? Sometimes the business decisions what they are taking, that may be wrong, and that may also leads to substantial loss for the company or for the business. So it is the duty of the management accountant to monitor the economic and social forces as well as the government policies. Clear? So these are the various roles performed by the management accountant in SmartEdge. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, please.
social force economic and social forces.
Economic and social economic forces jodi kahiba ame entire economy ko apna study karibe. Where is the economic condition of the country right now? On the basis of that, you need to prepare your investment policy. Otherwise, your investment policy may be viable, but in the actual practice, it may lead to substantial loss. Again, social forces like yes, please.
COVID time रे जेमते हेइतला होची सेही टाइप रे तो
कोविड टाइम रे हेइतला वर्तमान कथा कहू नांती मिडिल ईस्ट वार इज गोइंग ऑन आपनकर कंपनी माने करंतु ब्रांच ऑपरेट करूची मिडिल ईस्ट कंट्री रे सेठी आपण वर्तमान इन्वेस्टमेंट पॉलिसी माने कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर डिसीजन आपण नेबे गोटे प्रोजेक्ट अंडरटेक करिया पय न्यू प्रोजेक्ट आपण कहिबे कंस्ट्रक्ट करिवे risk is there at any point of time your project may collapse, your project may destroy, कहीं युद्ध चली केतेबेले आसिक मिसाइल पड़ो आपन प्रोजेक्ट रहिबो गवर्नमेंट रो बड़ बड़ प्रोजेक्ट रहउनी आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट
Yes, sir.
so that's why you need to understand the economic policy of the government okay again economic policy रे अंडर रे कोन आसुची हमर इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी आसुची जोटे इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी रे जदी सब्सिडी मिलुची बंडल ऑफ बेनिफिट्स आसुची तबे सेही केस रे हमें जदी डिसीजन नउछंती देन इट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर द कंपनी okay जदी इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी इज stringent it is not favorable for us then the management accountant need to wait and watch policy need to take the wait and watch policy एबे गवर्नमेंट द माने करन तो सेमिति लिबरल किछि लिबरल एटीट्यूड शो करूडी तेबे जत्ते बेले लिबरल एटीट्यूड आसीबो at that point of time we'll go through clear so various economic parameters are there again under economic parameters also you need to understand the business cycles business always passes through 4 phases please remember कौन चारिटा फेज अछि जेमिति हमें कहउचंती ना बूम okay recession depression and recovery so right now at which stage the business is performing the industry is performing on the basis of that you need to take your business decision otherwise you will definitely you will incur substantial loss social forces means you need to take care of the society otherwise आपण जेमिति ओडिसा रे देखिबे जो वेदांत लांजीगढ़ एबे गोटे चली कोन सिजीमाड़ी बुझी परछंते ना नहीं
Sir.
एरिया सही एरिया रे
देवमाली-
कोन होची से एरिया रे
देवमाली।
लोक मानकर जोडा अछंती पब्लिक they are not allowing the company to start their project एठी आ गोटे एग्जांपल देखिबे नियर पारादीप जोडा पोस्को थिला पोस्को इज नो मोर इन ओडिशा why does this happen this happens because of the social forces your project is viable your project may be profitable everything is okay on the basis of your project appraisal but you may not know about the social forces at any point of time the public or the people of the society they may obstruct you clear so you need to monitor the economic as well as social forces and government policies is it clear
Yes, sir.
सर वेदांत तो सर लांजीगढ़ ना सर कोठी सर झारसुगुड़ा ना सर वेदांत
नहीं नहीं झारसुगुड़ा रे वेदांत अछि कलाहांडी लांजीगढ़ रे तार प्लांट सेटअप करू नथिला
आगे 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 yes.
से जो नियमगिरी पहाड़ कथा आपण जानि छथि सुप्रीम कोर्ट फाइनली डिसीजन देला जे आपण कोन सेटा कहउछथि ग्राम सभा ना कोन जो 21 टा ना 25 टा गां थिला से गां रो ग्राम सभा रे जहा डिसीजन हबो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट द फ्यूचर ऑफ द कंपनी विल डिपेंड 21 टा गां रो लोक जदी हां कहिबे तबे आपनकर कंपनी सेठी ऑपरेट करिवो 21 टा गां रो लोक जदी ना कहले आपनकर कंपनी विल बी टाटा बाय गुड नाइट आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट yes
sir.
or no
yes
Sir,
sir.
ଏବେ ତ କୌଣସି ଗ୍ରାମ ସଭା ବିନା କିଛି ଚାଲିପାରିବ
एबे होनी सेबेकार कथा कहूची सेही भलिया सोशल फोर्सेस आपनकर आसीबो एबे सीजी माळी गोटे इशू चलीची आपण न्यूज़ देखंतु ओडिसा रे सीजी माळी गोटे एरिया अछि तार इशू चलीनी
Yes, sir.
सो सेही टाइप रो सोशल फोर्सेस आपनकर आसीबो आपण कंपनी सेटअप करिवे आपण एनवायरमेंटल स्टैंडर्ड सर्टिफिकेट नै जाइछंती एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन बोर्ड रो बट एनवायरमेंटल स्टैंडर्ड you are not following sustainable practice so definitely the society will reflect it may reflect today or tomorrow बुझी परछंते ना नहीं आपण जो माने आपनकर जो माने एम्प्लॉई अछंती बा वर्कर अछंती तांकर पॉलिसी को भी आपण अडॉप्ट करिया को पड़िबो काहे कि अडॉप्ट करिया को पड़िबो जदी प्रॉपर जोडा लेबर स्टैंडर्ड आ वर्कर मानकर पॉलिसी आपण अडॉप्ट करू नहांती at any point of time they may sit in strike once they will sit in strike with the help of trade unions can you operate your business आपनकर फैक्ट्री सामने रे बसि जिवो are you getting my point yes or no so these are the various kinds of social forces and please remember sometimes these social forces are unexpected because these all are driven by the macroeconomic factors which is not in our control so before going to invest or before going to undertake any kind of project, or before going to take any kind of decisions, you need to take care of all those things. Is it clear to all of you?
What are the macroeconomic factors?
Macroeconomic factors, all the economic factors. It may be GDP conditions of the country. If the GDP is not prospering, that means the country is going in the downtrend. ଯେତେବେଳେ downtrend ଚାଲିଛି ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ କହିବେ ମୁଁ huge amount of production କରିବି, market ରେ demand ନଥିବ, your supply side is more, what will happen? What will happen? Tell me.
It
Are you
lapse
getting
so
or not
long.
getting?
Yes, sir.
Loss of
So definitely you will incur substantial loss. So that's why simply what I said, companies performing within the industry. Industry कहले जोटे similar class of आमे companies कहउछंती बा similar identical class of business जोटा अछंती. Steel industry. Steel under various steel companies are there. Steel industry is now at recession stage or at depression stage. तो सही केस रे आपण कहि मु steel production, my steel company will produce more. तो market रे आपण demand नथिबो. जदि market रे demand नथिबो, if your supply side is more, definitely you will offer your products at a lower price. Sometimes it is quite difficult to recover your original cost. जोड़ा हमें कहउछंती BEP, break even point you may not be able to achieve. Clear? So that's why company is performing within the industry and industry is performing within the economy. So the performance of the company is purely depends upon the industry performance as well as economic performance of the country as well as economic performance of the globe. Why? Because nowadays no more company we can say is that your domestic company. एमिति गोटे को company नाहंती जो company कहिबे जे नाही खाली हमें इंडिया रे business करिबो. They are doing their business in all parts of the globe. Because entire globe they are considering nowadays as a village. Clear? So you need to understand the economic parameters, social parameters as well as the government policies. Hope this is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all about the basics. Next part we are going to discuss about the statement of cost or cost sheet. Now just confirm me, is my screen visible right now? My PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Eligible.
Yes, yes, sir.
What is written in my PPT?
Cost sheet.
Cost sheet, very good. Thank you for confirming. So let us discuss about cost sheet. This is also otherwise called as statement of cost. So it is a statement prepared to ascertain the cost of a product or cost of production. Clear? So a cost sheet is defined as a document which provides for the assembly of the detailed cost of a cost center or cost unit. We can undertake a cost center or cost unit. Cost unit means a unit of product, or cost center means a particular department, particular location, or particular person. Last class we have already discussed. So it is a document or it is a statement which provides for the assembly of detailed cost of a cost center, or cost unit. Let's say we are taking cost unit. Cost unit maybe a car. One car may be cost unit. So in order to manufacture one car, what are the costs associated? First one, raw material. Second one, labor cost. Third one, other costs or overheads. Yes or no? So it is a document which provides the assembly of detailed cost of a cost center or cost unit. So cost sheet is a periodical statement of cost designed to show in detail the various elements of the cost. We have already discussed about the elements of the cost: raw material, labor, and expenses. Okay.
Expenses.
So cost of goods produced like prime cost, factory cost, cost of production, and total cost. By taking the elements of cost, we are going to find out what is the prime cost of the product or of the cost center, what is the factory cost, what is the cost of production, and what is the total cost. After knowing the total cost, then we will compare the total cost with the sales price in order to arrive at the profit or loss. If you will get your sales price and total cost, you just compare sales price with the total cost. If sales price is more than the total cost, then there is profit. The reverse situation will be loss. So it is prepared on regular intervals. Cost sheet may be prepared on regular intervals like weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Clear? This is depends upon your production cycle. So this is all about the meaning of statement of cost or cost sheet. Why we need to prepare the cost sheet? What are the objectives of cost sheet? First, it reveals the total cost and cost per unit of goods produced. We can able to know what is the total cost of production as well as the cost per unit of production. Whenever we are going to produce 1 unit of product, what is the cost? We can able to know. It discloses the breakup of total cost into different elements of the cost. Total cost can be classified or break up into various elements of the cost. What is the cost related to raw material? What is the cost related to labor or wages? What is the cost related to your direct expenses, indirect expenses? We can able to know with the help of cost sheet. It provides a comparative study of the cost of current period with that of the corresponding previous year. Let's say last week we have already produced certain amount of goods and we have already prepared the cost sheet of the last week, and this week we are also going to prepare the cost sheet, because this week also we are going to manufacture or produce some amount of goods. So this week cost sheet can be compared with the last week cost sheet, or this quarter cost can be compared with the last quarter cost or last year this quarter cost. Clear? So it acts as a guide to management in fixation of selling price and quotation of tenders. When any firm or any company is going to participate in the tender, so it needs to prepare the cost sheet because it has to first find out what is the total cost. On the basis of that, it will quote the price in the tender process. जेतेबेले हमर टेंडर हुए आपण माने जानि थिबे जो फार्म बा जो कंपनी लिस्ट अमाउंट सबुठु कम अमाउंट रे प्राइस टाकू कोट करथिबो ताकू हमें L1 L2 L3 एमिति करिके हमें ताकू कोन करंती सिलेक्ट करंती. जो फार्म L1 आइबो L1 आसीबो माने कोन सबुठु लोएस्ट प्राइस जे ऑफर करथिबो, दैट फार्म विल गेट द टेंडर. So in order to fix that lowest price, that is your quoted price. So in the quotation process, the company needs to prepare the cost sheet. So cost sheet guide to the management in fixation of the selling price and participate in the tender process by quoting its price of the product. Clear? So these all are objectives of cost sheet. Is it clear to all of you? Yes or no?
Sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
Why cost is important? First, we can able to ascertain the cost ascertainment. So the main objective of the cost sheet is to ascertain the cost of a product or cost of the production. Total cost we can able to ascertain, we can able to know. So that's why it is important. Cost sheet also helps in ascertainment of cost for the purpose of determining cost after they are incurred. It also helps to ascertain the actual cost or estimated cost of a job. With the help of cost sheet, we can able to know what is the actual cost or what are the estimated cost for a particular job. With the help of cost sheet, we can able to fix the selling price. So for fixation of selling price, preparation of cost sheet is a must. It is quite essential to fix the selling price of a product or service. Again, it also helps in cost control. For controlling the cost of a product, it is necessary for every manufacturing unit to prepare a cost sheet. Estimated cost sheets helps in the control of material cost, labor cost, and overhead cost at every point of production. You can able to compare what is your material cost, actual cost, and what should be the material cost. what is actual and what should be. गोटे प्रोडक्ट आमे मैन्युफैक्चर करूछंती सेतरे 2 केजी रो मटेरियल लागिया कथा जदि 2 केजी रो अधिक लागुची माने कोन the cost is more. In that case we need to take various preventive measures to control the cost. Again, it facilitates the managerial decision. With the help of cost sheet, management can take various important business decisions, such as whether to produce or buy a component, or what prices of goods are to be quoted in the tender, whether to retain or replace an existing machine, etc. So these kind of decisions can be taken by the management with the help of cost sheet. So when we are preparing the cost sheet, let's say the total cost of a product is 10 rupees. Per unit cost price is 10 rupees. And the same product is available at the market in 10 rupees or 8 rupees. In that case, you can able to take the decision whether you are going to buy or whether you are going to produce. आमे तैयारी कले 10 टका खर्च होउची मार्केट रे से प्रोडक्ट हमको 8 टका रे मिलुची आमे तैयारी करिबा ना मार्केट रु किनिबा. That kind of decision we can able to take. Again, where we are participating in the tender process, at what price we are going to quote our product or our goods. For that purpose, we need cost sheet. So cost sheet helps the management to take various important business decisions. Clear? And cost sheet is prepared on the basis of the elements of the cost. On the basis of the elements of the cost. What are the elements of the cost? 3 elements of the cost we have already discussed. First one is raw material, second one is labor forces, and third one is other expenses. So production of goods and services requires different factors such as raw material, human resource, power, machinery, and lot of other elements. So a firm engaged in production activities have to pay for these entirely different expenses which constitute the cost of production. So the total cost is composed of payments made for different goods and services necessary for productions of the commodity. So these different parts of the cost of productions is known as the elements of the cost. Okay. So जो different element को लेके हमें जब total cost को determine करूँचंती by way of preparing a particular statement, so that is known as cost sheet. So in cost sheet, we are citing the various elements of the cost. We are citing the various elements of the cost on the basis of which we are arriving at the total cost of the product. So this is the classification of the cost on the basis of elements. We have already discussed. Cost of the product consists of 3 elements categorically. First one, material cost. Second one, labor cost. Third one, other expenses. Labor cost is otherwise known as wages. Wages paid to worker, salary paid to employees. Clear? Again, material may be direct material cost, indirect material cost. Again, labor cost may be direct labor cost, indirect labor cost. Other expenses may be also direct expenses and indirect expenses. So please remember all the summation of indirect components, indirect material cost plus indirect labor cost plus indirect expenses is known as overheads. Clear? What is overhead? Overhead is the aggregation of all indirect costs. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Overhead
Yes,
is
sir,
the
yes.
aggregation of all indirect expenses. Again, overhead can be classified into 5 types. Please remember, for any manufacturing concern, overhead may be 5 types. First one is production overhead, or works overhead, or factory overhead. Production overhead, works overhead, or factory overhead. Second one is administration overhead or administrative overhead. Third one is selling overhead. Fourth one is distribution overhead. And last one is research and development overheads. जेतेबेले हमें फैक्ट्री रे जेकोसी गुड्स और सर्विसेज प्रोड्यूस करूछंती सेति पई हमकु किछि इनडायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस bear କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ସେଇଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ଆମେ କଣ କହିବା production overhead, works overhead or factory overhead, like factory lighting, factory security guard, salary, okay, or जोटा आमे कहउचंती use of common area within the factory. Relating to that, if any expenses are there, these are coming under, these are the indirect expenses or indirect costs, these are coming under production or factory overhead. Again, administration or administrative overheads are there also. Administrative overheads like your office overheads, office lighting, office electricity charges, printing, stationery, expenses of the office. Selling overheads are also there. Some indirect expenses relating to your sales, advertisement cost or advertisement expenses, clear, and salesman's commission. So these all are coming under selling overheads, and distribution overheads are also there. In order to distribute the product, that means from the point of production to the point of consumption, we need to determine various channels of distribution, so through which we are distributing our goods to the ultimate users. So for that, we also incur certain amount of expenses. These are coming under distribution overheads. And for research and development also, there are other overheads. Research and development, designing the style of the product, or you can say labeling, design of a label of the product. Clear? So for that purpose, research and development is quite essential. Research and development expenditure will be there. That is coming under research and development overheads. Is it clear? So how many types of overheads are there? 5 types of
Five
overheads
types.
are there. First one is production overhead, factory overhead, or works overhead. All are same. Second one is administrative overhead. Third one is administrative overhead, is also otherwise known as office and administrative overhead. Please remember. Selling overhead or sales overhead. Fourth one is distribution overhead, and fifth one is research and development overheads. Okay. Summation of all direct material is known as the prime cost. Please remember. Summation of all indirect cost is known as overheads. Overhead is 5 types. Again, direct costs are there. That means direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses is known as prime cost. What it is known as? Prime cost. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is direct material we have already discussed. Materials which can be identified and which can be easily traced to a particular product or service and conveniently measure and directly charge to the product. We can directly charge to the product. So this is known as direct material. Again, direct labor, all labor expended in altering the construction, composition, conformation, or condition of the product. When we are constructing the product, that means manufacturing the product, or composition of the product, that means assembling the product, and finally we are confirming the product, that getting the output of the product, condition of the product. So for that purpose, what is the amount of labor we have already expended? For that also we need certain amount of cost. So that is labor cost. So wages paid to such labor is known as direct wages or direct labor cost. So direct labor cost that is also otherwise known as direct wages. So it includes labor engaged on the actual production or operation or process. Labor engaged in aiding the manufacturer by way of supervision or maintenance or tool setting or transportation, etc. And inspectors, supervisors, etc. Specifically recruited for such production. गोटे फैक्ट्री भितरे जेते लोक काम करूछंती ताको पई जो एक्सपेंसेस आमे बियर करूछंती दैट इज डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस. गोटे लेबर और वर्कर डायरेक्ट फैक्ट्री रे काम करूची प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस रे, दैट इज कमिंग अंडर डायरेक्ट वेजेस और डायरेक्ट लेबर कॉस्ट. गोटे सिक्योरिटी गार्ड डायरेक्टली से प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस रे काम करूरी बट इट इज रिलेटेड टू फैक्ट्री, सो दैट इज आल्सो कमिंग अंडर डायरेक्ट वेजेस. Supervisor is supervising 50 workers, let's say. So for that purpose, supervisor is also getting the salary. That is coming under direct wages or direct labor cost. Please remember. So this is the equation through which we are going to prepare our cost sheet. Please remember. As I have already clearly mentioned, what is prime cost? Prime cost is the summation of direct material cost, direct labor cost, and direct expenses. So all direct components together is known as prime cost. Is it clear? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes
Yes,
or no?
Yes, sir.
So what is prime cost? Prime cost is the summation of direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. All direct components. This is known as prime cost. ଆମେ ପ୍ରଥମେ କ'ଣ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି? Direct and indirect. Summation of all indirect is known as overhead. Yes or no? Summation of all direct is known as prime cost. Isn't it? Summation of
Yes.
all direct component is known as prime cost. So prime cost रे overhead केतेटा ଆମେ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି? 5 types of overhead. Yes or no? Prime cost रे गोटे गोटे overhead जेतेबेले ଆମେ add करी करी चलिबा will get other cost. So prime cost plus if we'll add the works overhead or factory overhead. First overhead कोन नेते works or factory overhead or production overhead. ए prime cost रे जदि आमे works overhead or production overhead or factory overhead को add करिबा what will get? Will get works cost or factory cost. Are you getting? Say works cost or factory cost रे जदि आमे office and administrative overhead को add करिबा, if we'll add the office and administrative overhead to this works cost, what will get? Will get cost of production.
Cost of production.
Is it clear? Cost of production रे पुणी कोन आमे करिबा, if we'll add in cost of production the selling and distribution overhead. आमे selling overhead गोटे नेथिले, distribution overhead गोटे नेथिले. तो इस जो सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ओवरहेड दीटा को कंबाइन कर दबा, दीटा जाक जदि हमें ऐड करिबा कहा संगरे कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, व्हाट विल गेट द टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट और टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ आवर प्रोडक्शन. दिस इज आल्सो अदरवाइज नोन एज कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स. दिस इज नोन एज कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स. क्लियर? सो कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स संगरे हमें कोन कंपेयर करिबा, वी कैन कंपेयर द सेल्स. If sales is more than the cost of sales, what will get? If sales is more than cost of sales or total
Profit.
cost, will get profit. Reverse situations, if sales is less than cost of sales, what will get?
Loss.
Loss.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear? So these are the 5 equations. Please remember, first we are going to find out the prime cost. Prime cost is जदि हमें factory overhead add करचंती, we are going to get the equation number 2, that is works cost or factory cost. Works cost or factory cost, if we are adding office and administrative overhead, what will get? Equation number 3, that is cost of production. Equation number 3 रे if we are adding the selling and distribution overhead, we will get total cost or cost of sales. Again, total cost will be compared with the sales. That means it is the revenue or it is the total sales price of our product. What will get? We will get the final equation, that is either profit or loss.
Loss.
Is it clear?
Yes.
So these 5 equations we are going to represent in a statement form, that is known as cost.
Cost.
Clear?
So works or factory overheads, administration overheads.
All indirect,
सर ए जो ओवरहेड कॉस्ट जोड़ा अछि इनडायरेक्ट कॉस्ट सेतरे आसो कि सीएसआर एक्टिविटी सेतरे आसो कि
करूछंती ताकि जे पांचटा मशीन पई कॉमन लुब्रिकेंट यूज करूछंती. Can it be traceable easily? Because it is used in the 5 machines. Okay, so these all are coming under factory overheads. So with the office and administrative overheads, all indirect expenses associated with the office and administrative procedure are known as administration overheads. जेमिति आपनकर कहिबे मैनेजर सैलरी, ऑफिस रेट, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चार्जेस,
रिप्लेसमेंट कैफेटेरिया
in order to push up your sales. For that purpose, if you are incurring any expenditure, so these all are indirect expenses. These are coming under selling and distribution overheads. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all about the details of the cost sheet. So in next class, we are going to prepare the cost sheet by taking some examples. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 90% clear.
Getting the profit or loss. On the basis of that, we are going to prepare cost sheet. Any query from your side?
Sir, these all overheads are fixed and variable. They are both in nature.
Fixed and
Variable or both in nature.
it may be both. Semi-variable may be also there. It is same classification हमें करू नाहती. Please.
Okay.
Cost prepare question. Please remember, forget about all those classification. Only the entire cost can be classified into what?
Direct
Three elements.
Direct
Three
and indirect.
elements. Please remember: material cost, labor cost, and other expenses. Again, each component will be again subdivided into direct, indirect. On the basis of that, we are going to prepare the cost sheet. एठी आपण को आउ फिक्स्ड वेरिएबल सेमी वेरिएबल से सब जिंस हम आउ चिंता करिबार नाही. जेतेबेले सेमिति आपण मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग पढुचंती ए कंपोनेंट ऑफ कॉस्ट को भूली जिवे. सेतेबेले हमें कोन करिबा? ऑल कॉस्ट कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू टू, फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट आउ वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. Are you getting my point? So for the
Yes, sir.
purpose of preparation of cost sheet, the entire cost can be divided into three elements: material, labor, and other expenses. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Sure.
Next class mein when we will do one practical, I think will be clear.
Definitely will do. But please
Yes,
remember
thank you,
these 5 equations what I have already mentioned in this class.
Noted, sir.
Okay, this is a small assignment to all of you. Is it clear?
Yes,
Clear.
sir.
Okay. So for today, this much. So let us wind up the session for today. Once again, thank you everyone for joining with me. Have a good day. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.